Hey guys, in this video, we'll go over all the new sales and deals in the Pearl store this week. This video will be for people who are curious about what weekly sales are good and for newer players who want to know what's worth it to buy in the Pearl store. This week is pretty interesting as there are a lot of new sales based around the Terrmian Beach event. Even though a bunch of these are cosmetic, there are also a lot of functional bundles. Moving on to the first bundle, the Techthon's Enhancement Support Pack. This is a more complex one, allowing you to choose a 150 stack, 350 artisans, or 200 crons, then a second choice of 100 memory fragments and 60 Boxx cries. We need to find the overall value of this bundle to see what the Pearl discount of the sale would be. No matter what you choose, you will always get a Blacksmith Secret Book 500 and 3 Flawless Magical Blackstones and 3 Flawless Chaotic Blackstones. The Blackstones don't really have a pearl cost as you can just make them, but the Blacksmith Secret Books adds about 200 pearls value. The second bundle of selectable items, the memory fragments, add about 500 pearl value, as 4 memory fragments are worth about 1 artisans and 1 artisans is worth about 20 pearls each. 100 divided by 4 times 20 is 500. If you would rather have Boxx cries, in total they're worth about 616 pearls if the alternative is melting costumes into Boxx. But most people don't really need Boxx cries as much, so I'll use the 500 pearl value from the memory fragments instead to value this box. If you choose Boxx cries though, just keep in mind that you're getting an extra 116 pearls. Finally, we add the main portion, which is either a 150 stack, 350 artisans, or 2000 crons. The artisans are worth about 7,000 pearls, as each artisan is 20 pearls each. The 2,000 cronstones, on the other hand, is worth 6,848 pearls. The 150 stack is a bit hard to value as people value stacks differently, and stack value has consistently been going down over time. I would say that in general, the 150 stack should be worth about 4,400 pearls to 6,600 pearls. In general, all these items are similar enough that you should choose the one that you want, but the biggest value is probably going to be the 350 artisans unless you're really good with stacks. With all items added together, if you choose artisans, the pack would be worth 7,700 pearls. If you choose the crons, it would be worth 7,548 pearls. The artisans would have a discount equivalence of 42.6%, and the crons would have a discount equivalence of 41.44%. That means that this pack is between a 42.6% discount and a 41.44% discount if you include all items. If you choose the 150 stack, it would be less, but okay if you're really good with stacks. PA has this pack valued at 35% because they value the bundle's total value at 6,800 pearls. The reason that they do that is because they do not include the value of bonus items like the Blackstones and the Blacksmith Secret Book. They also don't value the second bundle of selectable items, the memory fragments, and Boxx cries. PA values each cron at 3.4 and sometimes 3.42, so they simply multiplied 2,000 crons by 3.4 to get the 6,800 value. That is simply why there's a discrepancy between my valuation and PA's, so I thought I would just point that out. In general though, the pack is worth about a 41 to 42% off, so it's not the worst if you like these items. Though, as I always mention, crons and artisans often go on sale for 50% off or more, so there's really no big rush to buy this pack. This bundle took so long because it is the most complicated bundle this week because there are multiple choices. The other bundles in the store are much more simple to value. Moving on to the next bundle, it's the Premium Advanced Pack, which has 7 Premium Outfit boxes, and you get to choose either 5 Gleaming Adventure boxes or 10 Intriguing Adventure boxes. Even though the RNG boxes do seem cool, a majority of the value from this pack is going to come from the Premium Outfit boxes. 7 Premium Outfit boxes is already 23,800 pearls, which is more than 90% of the entire pack cost. Gleaming Adventure boxes cost 340 pearls each, and Intriguing boxes cost around 180 pearls each, so you get about 1,700 to 1,800 pearl value added on top. However, with RNG boxes, they have a higher pearl value on average than what they cost, because you get random items. I have separate videos going more in depth on all these items, but in general, a Gleaming Adventure box gives 603 pearls on average, and an Intriguing Adventure box gives 286 pearls on average. Now, of course, since they are RNG boxes, if you don't like some of the items in the box, it may be worth less to you as you can get items that are unusable for your account. Items gotten from RNG boxes usually get taxed when you sell them onto the central market, so do keep that in mind. However, if we take the average value the Gleaming adventure boxes would give and the Intriguing adventure boxes, the Gleaming adventure boxes would add 3,017 pearls and the Intriguing adventure boxes would add 1,867 pearls. Overall, if you choose the Gleaming box, this pack is worth about 26,817 pearls, and if you choose the Intriguing boxes, this pack would be worth 26,667 pearls. This would give the pack a discount equivalence of 37.84% or 38.19%. This is an okay discount, but not really that great. Premium outfit boxes are on sale permanently for 30% off now, so this only adds about 8% and adds an element of RNG. During big event sales, premium outfits and Crons are usually the first to go on a big discount, so 38% is honestly not that great. The reason the discount equivalence is so low is because the RNG boxes only make up such a small percent of the pack price, as premium outfit boxes take up more than 90% of the pearl price. This deal isn't that great, but is better than just buying premium outfit boxes at the usual weekly 30% off, since you get extra RNG boxes. So now we move on to some of the Terrmian Beach event packs. Some of these packs are cosmetic items, but the others are actually some okay deals. The first pack is the Sea Palace X Terrmian Getaway Pack, which is just 10% off a choice of 2 summer outfits. Most of these outfits do look pretty cool, but a lot of them aren't limited anymore and do sit on the Pearl store where you can buy them whenever. A 10% off deal for 2 isn't really that great, but if you are going to buy 2 of these outfits anyways, it's better than nothing. With the current exclusive Badaka outfit sitting on the Pearl store, currently I don't really see a reason to get these outfits, especially at only 10% off, so there is no rush. Next up are the event scrolls, which used to be in-game event items given out for free, but are now being sold for 72 pearls for a pack and 20 pearls each. These are pretty cool as they are completely cosmetic and you can transfer to a certain look without being able to do much. They are really cheap at 72 pearls for a pack or 20 pearls each, so it's really just up to the player whether they want to buy it or not. Usually these scrolls come back every year, so no big rush in my opinion, but if you really like the novelty of them, feel free to pick them up. It is possible that they never come back, but it is unlikely. Next up are some quickfire rounds of Terrmian deals. These are usually small packs that are just 40 to 50% off on a certain consumable. Most of these sales last for 2 weeks and end on August 8th. Most of these consumables aren't required to play the game, but if you already use them, the sale can be helpful. The first one is the 150 Crons being sold for 300 pearls. This is pretty easy, as since each Cron is worth 3.424 pearls, 150 Crons is worth 514 pearls, making this pack have a discount equivalence of 41.59%. This is better than most packs this week, but still less than the 50% we expect from Crons and other common resources. Not bad since it's cheap, but percent-wise not the best discount ever. Next up is 2 Theiah Orbs for 300 pearls. Usually they cost 500 pearls, so this would be a 40% discount. They are the exact same as Crons, where you can expect a 50% off discount or more, but 40% is honestly not that bad if you really need them, as they would usually go on sale less frequently than Cron stones. I would say that this isn't a terrible deal, but it is skippable if you aren't in a rush for your ferry. The price of Theiah Orbs do stack up really quickly, so just make sure you have the correct method of enhancing your ferry. Next up is inventory expansion for 300 pearls. 5 inventory slots usually cost about 453 pearls, so this is only a 33.79% discount. I would say that inventory expansion is honestly lower value now and go on sale pretty frequently, so unless you are in a huge rush for some reason, this is a pretty easy skip. The value of inventory expansion is honestly a lot lower since you get so much from seasons, and a lot of consumables now stack, giving a lot more inventory space. It still can be useful for certain things, but really not as important. After that is the 12 Elions tiers for 300 pearls. Elions tiers are usually 40 pearls each, so 12 would be 480 pearls, giving this pack a 37.5% discount. This isn't bad, but honestly there's no real point in buying Elions tiers unless you are just dying a ton for some reason, and Elions tiers are really not that scarce of a resource. They give a ton out randomly for events, so in my opinion this is a pretty easy skip. However, if you find yourself needing them again with all these items, then you can pick it up. It's still not a bad deal. Next up is Tears of Wind, 3 for 300 pearls. Since 3 tiers of the wind is usually 600 pearls, this pack is about 50% off. That is a decent deal, but usually players don't really use tiers of the wind that often, and you can buy them for loyalty if you only need one every once in a while. I would say this is a pretty easy skip, but if you for some reason just use a ton of these, it can be an okay deal. Next up in the quickfire run is Tiers of the Stars at 40% off, as each tier is 50 pearls and this pack costs 300 pearls for 10 tiers. This is basically the same thing where it's not a bad discount, but unless your sailors are sick really often, most players probably won't really need this. There are also other methods to save sick sailors, so this is kind of whatever. A pretty easy skip unless you find yourself using a ton of these, and at that point just use your own judgment whether to buy these or not. Finally, for the quickfire run, next up is Black Spirit Essence at 50% off, since they cost 200 pearls usually and are being sold 3 for 300 pearls. These are usually to take crystals out of your crystal inventory, but because of how crystal inventory works, now they aren't used as much. A 50% off is pretty nice, but unless you use a ton of them, there's no rush to get them. I haven't extracted crystals in such a long time, but every now and then you may want to use one. There are other methods to extract crystals, and sometimes they give these out for events, so if you don't really need them, then you can skip it. Finally, after the quickfire run, next up is tube horse packs that last for 3 weeks, ending August 14th rather than ending on August 8th. The first one is the Terrmian horse gear pack that is on sale for 1,600 pearls. This gives an additional jukebox which usually costs 1,000 pearls, which is pretty cool if you want the jukebox. If you include the jukebox at 1,000 pearls, this gives the pack a 38.4% discount equivalence since you get a free jukebox. This isn't a bad deal if you want the specific horse armor and jukebox, but if you're okay with any of the basic horse armors, you can always wait for a 50% off deal or more. Right now, you can buy the jukebox for 500 pearls, so technically this deal isn't as great. If you value this jukebox at only 500 pearls, this pack is only worth 23% off currently. Overall, it's not a bad deal if you already want the Terrmian horse armor, but definitely not a required buy. 23% off is honestly kinda low, and you can always wait for a better deal. Horse gear doesn't go on big sales like 50% off as often as Crons and other items, but it still can go on sale. Next up is the Wagon pack, which is basically the exact same idea as it's a Wagon outfit. It comes with the other Terrmian jukebox. It is also 38% off if you value boxes at 1,000 pearls, but only 23% off if you only value the jukebox at 500 pearls. In general, if you want these specific horse outfits, it's not that bad of a deal, but nothing crazy if you don't already have your eyes on these. All these horse armors are always available on the Pearl store, so there really is no rush, and you can wait for a better deal. Even though they are named after Terrmian Beach, they aren't event exclusive items. Keep in mind that horse armors and wagon skins do go on sale less often than Crons or other things. In general though, a 23% off deal isn't that amazing, so I'd recommend anyone who wants a jukebox just to buy those at 50% off and wait for horse armors to go on sale another time. The next pack ends on August 8th now, but is just a pack of furniture that is 50% off. All these furnitures are no longer limited and will always be purchasable on the Pearl store, so no rush unless you really want to take advantage of the sale. Furniture often is sold for 50% off or more, so this is an averagely good deal. If you love some of the items, feel free to pick them up. Next up are the 2 jukeboxes mentioned earlier, also at 50% off. This is the same idea as the furniture. I'm pretty sure these will sit on the Pearl store forever, but they don't explicitly mention it, so I won't guarantee anything. It does say discount ends in 2 weeks rather than limited sale, so I would assume that they last forever. However, PA sneakily did remove them from the furniture packs mentioned earlier, and didn't explicitly mention that they would always stay on their website, so who really knows? A 50% off discount is also about as high as you would expect for most jukeboxes and furnitures, barring a crazy sale. In general though, this is a pretty good deal if you really like the items. Just know that most likely these aren't limited, so there's no big rush. Finally, for Pearl items, Theiah is getting multiple outfits added in permanently, so there is that. Since there is no real discount or time limitation, nothing to really add on those. And finally, at the end of this video, there are fireworks being sold for 1 million silver each. These are pretty cool and cheap, but purely cosmetic and consumable, so just pick it up if you really want to have some fun. But that's basically it for this video. A bunch of interesting sales and some cool summer cosmetics put on a discount. Nothing really that game changing, but that's to be expected as PA wants people to spend their pearls on the Badaka outfit and the summer sunglasses. All in all though, there are still some okay deals, but most of them are for consumables, and if you really use them, then they could be okay for you. That's basically it for this video though. I hope you all learned something, and I hope to see you all next time.